project, and we've got a bunch of other deals lined up right after that. So it's all kicking off. If you missed the call last night, thanks, Dave. Nice to see you. If you missed the call last night, it's no problem, but we were trying to tell people you want to join just to try to get some of that allocation. I actually don't think, Mark, we're going to have enough to go around on that deal because I'm getting messages today. Somebody wants 25, somebody wants 50, somebody wants 100K. I'm not going to be able to get anybody in, but the good news is we should have more and more deals dropping very soon. So I would just say move fast. Obviously, every day your capital isn't working for you is a day you're not getting yield. So, Mark, I know a couple of our members are sitting on a couple $1,000,000, and if they don't put it in something that can give them 40 to 70% returns, literally that money is just they're losing money every day. And so a lot of people are like, Brian, I really want to get this cash doing something. If I'm not going to put it in your property deal, I'm going to buy S&P 500. I might buy some Bitcoin. I might do this, but I want to get it working. The good news is our current deal, the turnaround time is like 12 or 13 months. So we're going to have cash back with a sizable return very quickly. And then you can choose to take the money and run, as the song goes, or you can choose to fold it into the next one and the next one and the next one. And we'll get compounded 40 to 70% annual returns, which very quickly triples and quadruples your money. And that's what we're looking to do over the next 4 or 5 years. So that's kind of the thought. I'm obviously here in Dubai because they don't make places like this behind me in the UK. Of course, they're all dark. Nice to see you, Tim. Thanks for turning the camera on. Chris, and we got a Zoom attendee as well. You can change your name here as well. But I'm in Dubai. I'm on the ground. I was actually at our luxury transformation property yesterday, out inland in a place that's not far from Dubai Hills. And the place is incredible. It already looks like a luxury villa to me, but if you're a high-end buyer that's going to spend 25 or 50 million bucks on a property, it has to be ultra high spec, right? They know all the Italian kitchenware, they know the marble, they know all the little details, not to mention the interior, because these projects come what they literally call turnkey. You walk in and it's done. The designer furniture is there, everything. You don't have to argue with your missus for the next 18 months on how to decorate it. There's even a concierge service that comes when you buy the property, and they get all your visas for your gardeners and your chauffeurs and your maids. I looked at the place yesterday, Mark. I'm going to drop a video on this. This thing had an 8-car underground garage with an elevator that takes your Bugatti, down and you park it in there. I mean, it was kind of nuts, and it had the maids' quarters there as well. And I don't know, maybe that's how you roll, Patrick and David and Tim, none of my business. But, this is some ultra luxury, and it's just kind of cool being around this. And in Dubai, there's always a rule in Dubai. No matter how large you think you are, there's always somebody with a bigger one in Dubai. And so in that sense, it's quite humbling. And in some would say it's quite motivating if you got that kind of mindset. So yeah, I'm really loving this. This opportunity is incredible. Mark, you were on that call last night, but every single one of my members is pumped. Like they can see what we're doing here. We're not trying to time the market. We don't really care if the market goes up or down 10 or 20% in the next 5 years. What we're doing is betting on execution because we literally will transform a project from medium luxury to ultra luxury in 12 months and command a 50, 60, 70% return. It's a niche in the market right now. And I think we're going to own that niche for the next 3 years, maybe 4. And that's why we're going to look to bank on this right now. In the meantime, I think other projects will come up. But right now, this is what we're doing. And again, it's called Luxury Transformations. Let me jump into this as well. Chris said you can't hear me, but I think everybody else can, Chris. So just check your mic. And if everybody else can turn their cameras on, otherwise Mark might toss you out. And let me jump into today's headline because honestly, it's not hard to find headlines when it comes to luxury property here in Dubai. Thumbs up if everybody can see this very happy guy here looking down over the city. Is that coming in clear, Dave? Can you see me? And Patrick, I'll get to my headline soon. But the headline is this. Bugatti, Mercedes, and Lamborghini are actually signaling the next big Dubai luxury property payday. Now, if you're from London or Miami or New York, you probably don't know what the heck I'm talking about, right? The only Bugatti you're going to see in London, we're actually not going to see a Bugatti in London. I've never seen one. And I see one here every single day. Let alone a Lambo. You might see a Lambo in Chelsea or or Knightsbridge. But here, they're branding entire buildings after these car makers. In fact, Mercedes just announced I think it's a 14 building complex in a place called Bugatti, which is about 15 minutes from downtown. It's not one building. It's not two buildings. It's not five buildings. It's like 14 buildings. I've never seen anything like this. It's got a flagship, huge sweeping tower, and then it's got building after building after building after building. It's almost like a sculpture in the sky. Have never seen anything like it. It's crazy, Mark. The only thing I've seen before is like the Twin Towers, right? Or the Petronas has the Twin Towers in Kuala Lumpur, right? I've never seen more than two buildings to represent, a single developer. And this is like, it's like kind of a sculpture in the sky. And Mercedes is doing that. Bugatti has a building that just sold for the highest, most expensive property. It's $150 million for the penthouse of the Bugatti building. It's gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but that's what we're doing here. And all these things are branding. I think Chelsea Football Club is actually setting up a building here, and it's going to be something in the future. So I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about how we're making 40 to 90% returns in the background, and we're literally investing as we speak. Before we get going, I just want to mention these two headlines. The one on the left is actually an article I just came upon. I stumbled upon it 2 days ago, and it talked about how a Palm Jumeirah villa was bought for $3 million and sold for $6.5 million in 13 months. That's 118% return. And so it makes me laugh, Mark, when we get these texts from these real estate people around the world saying, Brian, come on, 40 to 90% returns, that's impossible. I wish you'd really stop. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay. Well, somebody completely separate from us, completely random, this was in Google News, just did 118%. So if we can conservatively make you 70% of your money, yeah, it's probably something you should do. But then again, my old mentor, Dan Pena, said that high performance people make decisions based on imperfect information. If you want to research this thing to death and spreadsheet it to death for the next 2 years, you're going to miss every single deal. And that's why fortune favors the brave. At the end of the day, you have to assess your risks and then pull the trigger. And that's how people get wealthy in this world. On the right, you can see that's actually a picture, the top part of the Bugatti building. It's actually pretty gorgeous looking. And I can see why that penthouse is going to go for a lot of money. Folks, before we get started, I just want to say this presentation is for information purposes only, not intended to be investment advice. If you're looking for that, please go find a professional. Also, I want to give you this free video, which is how to invest in luxury Dubai real estate in 3 easy steps. I'll give you a free link to that at the very end if you just hang with me for about 30 minutes, and I'll give you that. Folks, who is Brian Rose? Who is this guy, with the suits and all this stuff? Well, I actually started my career in 1993 on Wall Street in a company called Bankers Trust. I was trading a massive portfolio of interest rate derivatives, actually exotic derivatives, that we traded with institutions and corporations for around the world. I then moved to the First National Bank of Chicago and headed up a derivatives desk there. And then I moved to London to run their credit derivatives department there. And so I've been in finance for a long time, and I learned this one simple lesson, and I saw a lot of people make a lot of money. The people that make the money are not the ones with the education. They're not always the ones with the connections. They're the ones with the access to the deal flow. That's the only thing that really made the winners from the losers over time. And I knew very wealthy people that just didn't have good deal flow. And I knew mediocre people that just had great deal flow, and they would just mint money over and over and over again. And so that's what this is all about. It's all giving you access to deals, as I skip ahead on my slides, that you would never find anywhere else. Now, I bet most of you have never even heard of a luxury transformation project, right? And even if you were in Dubai, you still wouldn't even know these deals are happening. And that's the whole point. I'm giving you access to a vertical that you would have never seen on your own. Of course, after my Wall Street experience, I quit my job and became a YouTuber. And the last 15 years, I've been interviewing over 1,000 of the smartest minds on the planet who've actually helped me a lot investing and even learning about real estate. The last 5 years, I've been coming to Dubai to invest in blockchain because we've invested $25 million into the hottest blockchain and crypto startups out there with some massive returns for all of our London real investors. And of course, we've now hit over 1 billion views. We've got 5 million followers on social, and we've built up quite a well-known brand. Folks, these are some of the people that I've been really blessed to have contact with over the last 15 years. One is Grant Cardone. Does anybody here know Grant? Raise your hands. He's pretty well known in real estate, right? When I met Grant, he didn't even have $1 billion under management. Now he's got over 5 billion assets under management and multiple $1 billion businesses. I love Grant. I actually think his books are incredible. And it took me long enough, but I finally got the idea that, yeah, maybe we should go into property as well. So I'm late to the party, but at least I'm at the party at this point. Of course, Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. Does anybody here know Robert? Anyone ever read that book? It's an epic read. Yeah. Robert's become a really good friend. We actually text all the time. It's actually quite strange. I still find it strange when I get a text message in the morning from Robert. He's obviously on Arizona time, which is really literally almost the opposite side of the globe from me now, about 12 hours earlier. Robert told me to invest always in real assets. Robert owns real estate, Bitcoin, and gold and precious metals. He doesn't like fake things. And so he was a real influence for us getting into crypto because he owns a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and of course, us getting into property as well. Another great mentor over the years is a guy named Jim Rickards. He's famous for a book called Currency Wars, but he's written many, many books. He was actually OG on Wall Street, was the main lawyer for long-term capital management, one of the most famous hedge funds in the world. He also does war games every year with the CIA, but they're financial war games. And he's been very helpful in my education. Of course, a lot of you know Dan Pena, the Trillion Dollar Man. Raise your hand if you ever heard of Dan. Anybody here know him? Yeah, he's he's hard to miss. Here I am at Dan's Castle, accepting his award to join his Hall of Fame. And, it's pretty cool to get that offer from him. I think this is actually the only picture on record of Dan smiling. What do you think? Is that probably true, Dave? Tim, what do you think? Yeah. This was me up there, and Dan basically said, you got to pull the trigger, Brian. That's what you have to do if you want to make money. Cool. Let me keep going. Mark, if you can keep an eye out for any guests coming in and make sure you can always bring them into the room. Why Dubai? Folks, it's the number one destination for global wealth migration. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a next slide that's going to just blow your mind when it shows you how many millionaires are leaving countries like the UK and moving to Dubai. Everybody wants to be here, and it's not just millionaires, it's billionaires. What else? There's a severe shortage of turnkey luxury supply. What does that mean? Turnkey luxury supply means I turn the key and I walk in and I'm ready to go. My home is Instagrammable. My wife and my kids love it. They're asking me, why didn't we move to Dubai sooner? Right? The last thing a billionaire wants to do when he moves here is tell his wife, honey, it's only going to be 12 months and our place will be ready. There'll just be a bunch of dust. They want it built. Also, Dubai is a market built for high performance returns. Why? Number one, there is zero personal gains tax. I don't know where you're living, Patrick. Well, I guess you're in Spain. I don't think there's zero personal tax there, is there? Dave, Tim, probably not where you're living. It's quite a crazy concept, right? No capital gains tax either. Rapid economic growth here, and it's cash-rich international buyers. We're literally playing up to that segment. Here's that chart I told you about. 142,000 millionaires will relocate worldwide, more than ever before. Where are they moving to? The number one destination in the world is the UAE. That's where I am here in Dubai. All right. If you go all the way to the bottom of that chart, Dave and Tim, what do you see? You see the country that I used to live in, the United Kingdom. 16,500 millionaires, and no Lord knows how many billionaires have left that country in the last 12 months alone. Why? Well, taxes are up. It's a great place to get stabbed, get your watch stolen or your phone stolen. The social services and the NHS are basically bankrupt. The public transportation is a joke. How do I know this? I ran to be mayor of London. I studied this city, and it's just breaking, and it's going to get worse. Europe is full of socialist countries, and they're all dying a death, and there's no reversing that. It's going to go down and down and down for the next 20, 30 years. Where I am is the future, and everybody knows that, and everybody's moving here. And we're actually going to capitalize on that trend with these investments. So what is a luxury transformation? I mentioned it before, but it's a targeted upgrade of a premium property. And I'll give you a case study shortly. We buy a property that maybe to your eye would look pretty luxury, and we give it an upgrade to where it can be ultra luxury and people are going to pay top dollar. It's actually designed to match exactly what these global buyers want. And there's a strategy that we have built to unlock significant value fast. Why? Quick turnaround times. Our current project has a 12-month turnaround time. Are you kidding me? 12 months. You couldn't build anything anywhere else for 12 months. Even in Dubai, they're fast. It'd be hard probably to build a villa from scratch, but we can do a refurb very quickly. And that gives you high performance returns, and you'll be blown away by the numbers. But you already saw some of the numbers. 118% doesn't, it doesn't grow on trees. That's only done with a very targeted, really surgical approach. And again, 40 to 90% returns. I worked on Wall Street for a long time. You just don't see those kinds of returns. I got guys that work at hedge funds in New York that are buddies of mine, and they can't tell me they're going to give me a 40% return that's going to be replicable for 5 years in a row. It's just something you don't see, and it's something that's really borderline hard to believe is possible. And so what I want to do is show you a quick video of what we're doing, and it might do a better job than me just explaining it.
Dubai real estate is exploding, and the biggest money is being made where almost nobody is looking, in premium luxury transformation projects that have historically delivered 40 to 90% annual returns. That is incredible. For years, these opportunities were locked inside private networks. You never saw them. You never had access until now. I've spent 15 years on Wall Street and 5 years studying Dubai up close. And today, for the first time ever, you can invest directly alongside my team. We have just received a brand new project with real potential for outsized returns. And early allocations always fill fast. Click the link and apply now. Your opportunity starts today.
Boom. Hopefully that gives you a little bit more of an explanation of what we're doing. It's always good to have a few visuals there. I'll have a lot more of that stuff coming soon because I'm going to be taping a little bit of a mini reality series here about Dubai property, which of course is going to drive our properties up even more, which is great. Folks, this is the case study that I mentioned. It's an ultra luxury villa redevelopment, and you can see the prices here. Again, this was done last year. Acquisition price, $7.1 million. Renovation and permits is $6.3 million. The total investment cost was $13.4. And of course, the exit price was $25.9 million. You can see the numbers there. In 12 months, it did a 93.8% return. All right. So you can see how this happens. You obviously saw the project as well. So you can see how that really keeps going. Mark, if you can make sure you keep letting people in the room, I appreciate that. These were the numbers before that I talked about. That's the Bugatti building on the right. And this is Bugatti, Mercedes-Benz, and Lamborghini want you living in their towers. And it just talks about how luxury brands are moving beyond the showroom and going ahead and just building their own brands and building their own luxury properties as well. Of course, we know this project was up 118%. And of course, this is the penthouse that I was talking about, the Bugatti penthouse, where it was actually sold for $150 million. That's $3,172 per square foot. That's a record in the Middle East. Pretty incredible stuff. And of course, the UAE luxury property is now set for a sustained boom. And you can see they're believing the expansion is going to go from 45 billion in 2025 to 71 billion in 2030. Pretty impressive numbers. Of course, we know that the rise in $10 million home sales just went up 54% in Q3. And now Dubai outshines London, Miami, and Phuket, right? It is the place that people prefer over those cities. Of course, real estate sales passed 17.5 billion in November. And the best performing areas, no surprise, are a lot of these luxury villas and penthouse apartments. Our latest deal, super excited about this one. It's a brand new opportunity, 40 to 60% returns. It's inland, right on a golf course. I was there yesterday. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's incredible. It's got views of the Burj on one side, gorgeous golf course on the other side, pool, jacuzzi, the whole thing. It's really an amazing project. And the returns we're getting is just, again, something I've never seen before, especially with that type of turnaround time. So how does London Real get access to these deals, right? It's not like I just show up here and, flash my pretty smile and show up in my suits. They're not going to come towards us. The reason we get these deals is because we spent the last 15 years building London Real. That's why. And that's how we get access, because these people see us not only as cash investors. There's a lot of cash in Dubai. They don't need our money. But what they need is our media profile. And because of our media platform, I can give people like you, Patrick, and Dave, and Tim, and Chris, access to deals that you wouldn't dream of being able to see. You actually wouldn't even know what you were missing in the real world. And we've done the same thing in crypto over the last 4 years. And now we're taking the same model and going to apply it to these luxury transformation projects. I believe that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. We spent 15 years preparing for this. Now the opportunity is here, and we're going to make the most of it and bring you along with us if that's what you want to do. Folks, a lot of you felt like Drake in the past. You tried to invest in property on your own. Maybe you bought a second house to flip, and maybe you rented it and found yourself cleaning toilets on the weekends. I personally have no interest in trying to flip houses and worry about all the nonsense that happens in the background. I want to go and pay somebody to handle that and just reap the rewards. And that's why we created this structure, right? SPV structured to where you can invest from anywhere around the world and take part in the boom here in Dubai with me on the ground, making sure everything goes as planned. And it's called the Luxury Property Investment Circle. I'm telling you, we've never launched a product in our history that's been in such demand. Mark is working 24/7. I am too. Honestly, I mean, Mark, you saw me over Christmas and New Year's. We closed on Christmas Day. We closed on Boxing Day. We closed on New Year's Eve, and we closed on New Year's Day. And so some people say, oh, the holidays are a terrible time to open a new product. Are you kidding me? My phone was blowing up the whole time. I'm in Switzerland and we're doing sales. Right? It's crazy. So this is something that people clearly want. And I think we're filling a niche that people really need. So if you go to londonreal.tv/Dubai, you'll see this form. You take 20 seconds, you can apply. First name, last name, give us a rough idea how much you want to invest, and give us 10, 20 words on why you joined the circle. Once you do that, we're going to do our research on you. We're going to find out how long you've been a London Reeler. What episodes have you watched? Have you ever attended or bought one of my courses? Are you a supporter? Are you a London Reeler? If you are, you got a good chance of getting in. If you're not, next, we'll go to the next person. All right. We only want London Reelers in this group. We want the vibe. We want the positivity. We want looking out for the future. I'm too old to deal with nonsense, to be honest. I just want people that are our people. And that's why we're talking to London Reelers. By the way, folks, I personally will review these and get back to you. If you're accepted, you'll get text messages from me. Yeah, it's me. Definitely always be cautious. Ask for proof. I'll send you some pictures. But it's us. We're real. We're doing this. This is a big priority for us right now. Look, folks, a lot of you know I ran to be mayor of London twice in 21 and 24. My last run, I ran on a pro freedom of speech, pro crypto platform. And, I went all in. But the truth is that in a small way, London breaks my heart. I can wish all I want for it to turn around, but it's not going to, right? It's not the place of the future. It's not the place where you're going to make money. It's just not the place. And so I'm going to stop complaining about it, and I'm going to create a new future, and that future is in Dubai. Here I am in our studio here in Dubai. It's London Real in Dubai. Here I am sitting down with a really, really high-level local named Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni. Here I am interviewing Bitcoin billionaire Carl Moon. Of course, these guys have some luxury property I've been in. And of course, Chris M. Crypto, he actually's got a villa on the Palm. And so I know and I've experienced with what luxury means and what very wealthy people like to own. And I've been coming here for quite a long time. Right now, we're currently investing over $3 million into 6 different luxury refurbishments this quarter. All right. If you want to get in on this trend, stop watching the world go by, pull the trigger and join us. The only way we can do this is because of London Real Ventures. It's the world's first media-powered investment firm. It's what happens when you take a media company with 15 years, 1 billion views, 5 million subscribers, and you combine it with a venture capital company with $25 million in cash. What you get is magic. And over the past 4 years, we've built this portfolio of over 100 of the hottest blockchain and artificial intelligence companies on the planet. Many of these have already surpassed $1 billion, $2 billion valuations since we've invested in them. This is Skillful AI. We did a 20x on the launch of this program, made my group a $4 million profit. This is Shrapnel. This one did a 20x in 20 days, $5 million from my group. This is Mochaverse, up 20x on the launch. It's actually the digital ID system of a massive $8 billion company called Animoca Brands. I'm here with their chairman, Yatsu. This was our big winner story protocol, up 42x. One of our members, Jose, who just joined the property circle, put in $50,000 on this. He made a cool $2 million with one deal here, right? He just messaged me, Mark, he wants 100K on this deal. I'm like, Jose, I can't give you 100K, bro. I can't give you 100K on this. I got to cut him down. He wants more of what we bring to the table. I got to cut him back to 50K. And this is the $1 billion fund we invested in called 1RT. This is up 4x. It'll soon be up 8x, and that'll make 7, 8 million bucks from our members as well. We've now invested $25 million in over 100 different deals, and we're just getting warmed up, folks. We're going to take this to the next level. This is me. I was voted for the best venture capitalist of the year last year. I was accepting this award in Singapore. A lot of you know I got a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Global Family Office Investment Summit. This was for really our media and some of our incredible investments that we made over the years. And of course, a lot of you know I'm not afraid to pick a fight if I have to. And this is me lacing up the gloves for Crypto Fight Night here in Dubai. What this actually does is raises our media profile. And funny enough, it actually brings us deal flow. So all this stuff, there is a method to my madness. That, or I just got punched in the head too many times. Your call, Gina, on that one. Folks, how can we maximize our investment returns? Well, there's one way, and that's something we learned from a guy named Ray Dalio. He's a legend in the investment market, and he said diversification is the holy grail of investing. What does he mean? You can mathematically prove that if you diversify your investments into uncorrelated assets, you make more money over time. And that's why you see a portfolio sometimes that'll have some oil, some gold, some stocks, some bonds, some cash, some real estate, because you want to keep them uncorrelated assets and you make money over time. Now, this is the typical portfolio of somebody out in the public, or actually this is a typical portfolio of one of the members of my investment club. They got about 20% of their money in crypto, about 30% in real estate, about 20% in fixed income, that's bonds, equities, 15%, stocks like Amazon or Walmart, and about 15% in cash. Well, I think that's a great portfolio, very diversified. What I'm saying is, why not take the real estate exposure that you might have from your home or a few other homes, and why not put it into something that can really move, like Dubai luxury real estate? My point is that I think crypto and real estate are both great components for a portfolio. And so I'm a big fan of diversification, and this actually ticks that box. Folks, I think the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. Anybody try to live their life that way? Man, I like this. I don't like complaining about it. You know what? If I don't like the way something is, then go make it happen. And so I'm not going to be in London complaining about the Tories and the Labour government. I'm not going to be whining that my mobile phone just got ripped off my hand on the streets. I'm going to go to Dubai and make a boatload of money investing in luxury real estate. And I'm going to bring London Realers along to do it as well. I'm going to vote with my feet, and that's what we're doing here. Folks, this has been Bandari, and he knows that Dubai property is hot. He's actually the top real estate broker here, and he's the star and founder of $1 Million Listing UAE, which is one of those real estate reality shows that's quite big, right? And here's Ben on the latest play as the season 2 kicks off on a record property boom takes center stage. Now, I asked Ben, I said, Ben, why? Why Dubai? He's actually from Toronto, and he came here 20 years ago because he thought this place was going somewhere. He made it through the financial crisis in 2008, which literally crushed this place. I mean, it was absolutely brutal. And then he just kept going and just made it all happen. And so this has been talking about what makes Dubai special.
How did Dubai become one of the top 5 real estate markets in the world?
There's many factors. The safety and the security is next level. You won't find it anywhere in the world. The leadership had a vision to basically attract foreign investment, to bring basically expats here, and to basically expand the culture, the tourism, and the city itself. His Highness, he's just created a marketing machine. And they've done a great job. I mean, I've seen it all right from the beginning, from 2002 up until today. You have to come here, you have to see it, you have to experience it to believe it.
And we're seeing a lot of billionaires and a lot of other high net worth people bring their families here, invest in properties.
There's really no comparison. You have 1,000 families moving to Dubai weekly. Everybody's looking to come here. Everyone's looking to move here because of tax reasons, because of safety, because of security, because they want to park their money somewhere safe as well. There's so many factors. I mean, the list goes on. We can just sit here till tomorrow morning. Everyone moves to Dubai. The money pours in because of the safety, because of the security, because of the stability.
Boom, there's Ben. Amazing talking to him. He's actually involved in our deal. And it's great to have someone with that media profile that's out there as a champion for you and who's going to help us sell the property once it's finished. Takeaways from Ben is this. Number one, Dubai has safety and security. I could repeat that 10 times over. The leadership, the royal family here is incredible. They've got a 100-year vision for this place, and they're all in because their entire wealth and family is what this revolves around. Zero personal taxes, zero capital gains taxes. It just makes this thing move. And it's the new playground for the wealthy and for everybody else who just wants a better life. I don't care what country you live in. Could be Sri Lanka, Pakistan, America, UK. You come here, and you come here because you want to hustle, make money, and create a better life for yourself. It's what the United States was 100 years ago. Ain't that way anymore, but this place is. So how do we create outsized returns in real estate? It's simple, folks. One word: deal flow. You get in on the right deal, you make money. You get in on the wrong deal, you lose your shirt, right? We know that's what it's about. And in Dubai, when it comes to real estate, everybody's got a pitch, and you need to stay away from almost all of it. And that's why I'm here on the ground, and I'm using our media profile to get us the best deals out there. The truth is, I've been coming here for 5 years and spending a lot of time in building relationships with members of government, huge players in the crypto space, influencers, venture capitalists, and everybody else. I've been on stage interviewing people. I premiered one of our documentary films here. I'm hanging out with CZ here in the middle, worth a couple $100 billion. And I can really see how the wealthy really live and buy things here. If you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best. What does that mean? Well, you've got to get in on the projects that give you these ridiculous returns. And the difference between one project to the next is the difference between you making 80, 90% on a deal and you losing everything. That's why I'm here on the ground. I'm here on the ground to make sure our capital is protected and we make the most money as possible. This is our investor portal. Once you become accepted as a member and join us, you'll get access to all the deals, all the legal structures, all the video calls, you name it. And you've got to understand the financial tools. This is important. Folks, we use SPVs. How many people here know what an SPV is? Just raise your hand. It stands for Special Purpose Vehicle. What it is it's a standalone legal entity that we create for the deal. So owners like you directly own the asset. That means the underlying property, while you isolate all the other risks from your personal wealth. It's a ring-fence structure, provides stronger legal protection, cleaner tax treatment, and easier financing. We set these up. We've got an SPV platform where we do KYC, which is Know Your Customer. And this is the deal we're working on right now. I had to kind of blank out our members' names, but this is what they do. They set it up. It's all online. It's all transparent. Payouts go straight to your bank account. It's incredibly beautiful. It's incredibly elegant. It's incredibly transparent. So how do you create generational wealth? Folks, you got to pull the trigger. All right. There's a lot of you that have been sitting on the sidelines watching the world go by. What you don't need to do right now is listen to another podcast or read another article about how to invest in real estate and make money. You've got to pull the trigger. That's the only way you're going to learn. That's the only way you're going to get experience and find out if this is happening. Like I said, if you wait long enough and research this, you'll watch all these opportunities go away. And so timing matters. If you wait, you miss. And that's why we got so many people that are jumping into this opportunity. Because the SPVs, they can't expand once they're filled. Once I get enough money to refurb that project, they don't need another 100 grand and I can't get you in. Early investors get priority, period. That's why my current members are seeing this deal right now and you're not. Deals close super fast. They can close in 48 hours. And once they're gone, they're gone. This is for serious investors only, all right? If you want access, great. If you want theory, go take somebody's property course, right? That's not why we're here. I'm here to show you proven returns year after year after year. This is for people who want real assets, not speculation. You want audited outcomes, you want transparency, and you want access to real opportunities you can't find in your home country. So the best thing to do is to apply now, right? It's a private membership. It's a pathway to premium opportunities. It's a chance to build real wealth over time. We're going to just compound these things. And you can start with as little as $10,000 a deal, which again is unheard of, but we can do that with the SPV structure. And it's because we have a lot of experience doing this in the last 4 years of investing in crypto. Folks, there's only really one thing to do. It's to apply now, letterreal.tv/Dubai, or go back to whatever you're trying to do to make money. I don't know what that is. This is the most powerful money-making opportunity I've ever seen. And I mean that from a risk-reward standpoint. Yes, there's risk. You're investing in Dubai real estate, but the risks compared to the reward are tiny. To really be able to lock in a 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 118% return for something that's going to be done in 12 to 13 months, where you own the underlying asset, right? That just sold for market price. I mean, the risks are mitigated in an extreme way. And of course, we've got a track record that's littered with successful deals. Mark, you saw on the call last night, how many case studies did I show the members? It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different case studies. It was like 50% returns, 70% returns, 90% returns, all the deals, all the details, everything. We got this thing detailed all the way down to the last dollar on every single part of the cost. This is locked in, and I'll be on the site checking out these properties every few weeks. So we'll literally watch it go as we go along. Folks, here's that link I promised you. Go to learnreal.tv/replay, and you can watch my video, How to Invest in Luxury Real Estate in 3 Easy Steps. And that's really what the plan is to do, really. I'd love to answer any questions. If you have them, DM me here and send me a message. What I would say is, if we don't get back to you right away, it's not because we don't appreciate you. It's not because we don't appreciate our members. It's just because we're super, super busy. And it's just crazy right now. We're trying to close deals. I'm seeing properties. I'm shooting this reality show. And like, so many people want to join. And we're also being picky. Like, we don't want any goofball in there, because one bad apple can spoil the bunch. And like I said, I'm too old for that. So if you get accepted, it's because we vetted you and we think you're going to be a great fit for this. Also, you got 48 hours to decide. So don't mess around thinking about it. Make a decision. And yeah, look, what can I say? Dan Pena taught me one thing when I was at his castle. He said, Brian, a deal is either hot or it's not. Just like a man or a woman is either hot or they're not, right? You don't have to run it through a spreadsheet, do you, Tim? You just know, right? Now, that doesn't mean you don't do your due diligence. That doesn't mean you don't check everything out. But when I saw this, and I think all of you saw this, if you go to our landing page and you see 40 to 90% returns, audited, transparent through a vehicle, minimum 10K investment, and you're investing in 12-month turnaround projects in Dubai luxury real estate, something says, okay, this looks interesting. This looks like something I might want to be involved in. What's the worst case scenario? I put in 10K in and I only get 14K out. Okay. And I learned something. The best case scenario is I do that once and then I do it 10 more times and I make more money. Do you know what the S&P did last year, Patrick? If you had bought the S&P 500 index, if you had invested in stocks on your own, you wouldn't have even beat that. That did 15% last year. 1.5, right? What's inflation? Well, the government tells you it's 3%, but what is it really? What is it really when it comes to your rent and your health care? 6%? So you made 9%? Congratulations, right? That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about making life-changing deals or creating generational wealth. Now, some of you don't want that, or maybe you don't think you deserve that, but this is for people that want to do that. And again, fortune favors the brave. And so it's really about people that want to just pull the trigger and get this done. So yeah, like I said, it's LondonReal.tv/Dubai. That's the best way to do it. I'm actually just going to stick that link right here in the main channel. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'll send it to you on DMs as well. Look, if you apply, I'll go ahead and review it on my own. So again, take 20 seconds and you can check it out. As far as the current deal, look, if you're in fairly quick and you want to put in 10 to 25K, I might be able to get you in. All right. And if not, we're going to have another deal coming along hopefully soon. But these things are going to move fast. And the more members we get in, it's going to be harder and harder to get access to these deals. So just move soon. This is something I am going to be doing full time here for the next 5 months. And I just spoke with a few people and I might even stay over the summer. I mean, Mark, if this starts kicking off and we got 10, 20 different projects, I don't know what I'm doing in London. What am I doing there? Now, they say the summers here get a little warm, but, also they say there's a lot of places that are air conditioned. So that also works as well. If there's any questions, put them in the chat. I'd love to answer them. But honestly, I think we've answered most of the things. We've spoken to hundreds of people that have reached out. And I think we've got a pretty good idea on what the standard questions are or referrals. All I would say is just don't wait. These opportunities won't last forever. I think we've got a short window until the rest of the public hears about this, and then those 50% yields go down to 15. But right now, with the deal flow and our media platform, I've got a reason where I think we can hold these deals. So that's it. You guys know who Mark is now, and Mark also might be reaching out. He might be ringing you up as well. And Mark can answer any questions you have about anything. So just keep an eye out. You might get messages from him or me. But it's really simple. If you want to join, apply. If you get accepted, click the link and then join us. And it's going to be an incredible, incredible time together. Folks, that's all I got. Hope you've got an amazing one. I hope we see you on the inside. And thanks so much for being here. Appreciate you, Dave and Patrick and Tim and Rebecca and everybody here. And yeah, look, to your fortune, go out there and create some wealth. What do they say? A fool and his money are lucky enough to get together in the future. I've seen so many market cycles in the last 30 years, and I probably remember 4 or 5 chances where you could actually make a lot of money. They don't come along very often. And then you just wait until the next one comes. And the key is to jump on it when you see it. And I've missed a few. The dot-com bubble, I was the CFO of a company, a dot-com company, a luxury company actually in New York City in 99. But at the time I was 27, I didn't have any money to invest in the dot-com boom. So I missed that boom, right? We rode crypto, and now I think is the Dubai boom. Now, how can you take advantage of the city that is going to attract people from all over the world? It's through property. And so we're giving away on betting on the future of Dubai, and the future looks extremely bright. I mean, Mercedes-Benz just announced they're building 14 buildings here. If you ever wanted an endorsement from corporate America that this is the place to be, or corporate Germany, that's a huge investment. That's their brand name. That's everything. They know nothing's going wrong here. I'll tell you one other thing. I had a podcast with one of our developers on Tuesday. And I said, how do you know that something's not going to go wrong in Dubai? And he said, this is how I know, Brian. All the wealthy people have their money here. All right. The Russians, the Americans, the Brits, the Chinese, the Saudis, the Iranians, and they're not going to mess with their investments. All right. So nobody wants to mess this place up, right? It's in no one's interest to do that. It's like the new Switzerland. And so this is kind of a no-go zone when it comes to any type of major global conflict, because literally everybody has their money here. And so, look, I'm super bullish. Of course, there is no reward without risk, but it's something I really think we got our hand on, and I think something I'm really looking forward to. So again, thanks so much, Deb. Great to see you as well. And look, apply right now. I'll give you an answer, and we'll be in touch in the next 24 hours. It'll take 20 seconds, and I can't wait till we see you on the inside. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.